All right, this is 13th Devotee with another How I Undecember video. This is in regards to the training arena rank and Abyssgate stats, and these are the dirty little secrets. So, for the training arena rank, if you're not familiar what that is, the training arena rank is actually available to look at by going over here to this area on the map. It's in this general area. Head over to the recruitment board, select ranking, select training arena. This will actually give you the ranking list on the training area. Who can participate is really anyone that has access to their training area. I believe right now it's really just showing you the player ranking by TPS versus a level 145 training dummy. Now, there are a couple reasons to participate in a training arena ranking, and that is ranking reward. So if you've never seen what a ranking reward is, or you don't know where it's located at, it's on your top left corner. Usually says check ranking rewards. You can click on that. It'll give you your rewards from previous periods. If you select the little treasure box icon right underneath the word ranking, this will actually tell you the rewards you get for each one. And the rewards you could really be getting and looking at or looking for are these Rune Hunter coins. So Rune Hunter coins is a uh, form of payment that you use, and I'll show you where to use them here. So we take these Rune Hunter coins, and let's go ahead and go back over here. For example, in the area that we're at, there is the Joyce or Collector. Head over to her, select the Rune Hunter shop. So the Rune Hunter shop is right here. It's the right option. When you go ahead into this area, they'll have New Age Advent Sacred Arms available. So these items will actually be a random box, which is a complete waste of these Rune Hunter coins. But hey, whatever you want to do with them, it's up to you. But as you can see, these are a lot of unique items that are a little bit harder to get, but the rates and the individual chances to get them are almost slim to none. So good luck. If you happen to get one, by all means, more power to you. But the other reason to really get them is the ability to gain titles, and those titles have stats. So for example, I recently picked up the title. Let's see if it's listed here. Let's see here. Well, Labyrinth Breaker. So I recently purchased this one, and when you select that, it's going to give you 2% damage amplification. So that's specifically for a Labyrinth Breaker title. If you go to some of the higher end ones, you can actually go back in and let's go here. Like the higher end ones, 90,000. That is going to give you 5% damage amp and negative or whatever plus 10% fire penetration. So you can go ahead and peruse through here. You can see all the stats that you can get. Personally, I wanted to get this Labyrinth Breaker only because it's relatively close and easy to get to. But as you go progressively further, that's probably the most I'll be able to use for now until one day I'll hit 90,000, but that's a far shot and a far cry to get there. Well, the other reason you want to participate in the training arena ranking is you want to use the training arena ranking as a placeholder for comparison to your peers for DPS range. What I mean by that is, let's go ahead and take a look here. All right, so I have the ranking list on my screen. You can actually select other players. So I'll highlight their name. You can select character info. This is using the iOS. So for example, you could see their gear. You could tap on each one of their gear items here as well. You could take a look at their stats. You could take a look at their charms. You could look at other players like official stats and how they add up. You can actually see how those pieces are come into play and you can see how it's eventually affecting their player to helping them to achieve their goal and to get to the ranking that they're at. Now, the other thing that it actually does is when you actually look at it, you can see, for example, on this one, a level 100 Abyss Gate clear uh, gear level. So what that does is once you reach that stage and you've actually beefed up your character using the Abyss Gate, you can actually get additional stats. So here's an example of just the weapon stats. 300 weapon damage, 300 weapon attack damage, spell damage 300, 25% damage amplification, and of course you can get the 25% for minions or sentry. But those are pretty outstanding. If you go over here to, let's say, your headpiece, just looking at the gear here, 200% armor. Just this one piece is going to give you 200% armor, 200% dodge rate, um, barrier. Uh, it's if you just look at all these numbers, 50% HP, and that's just the one item. That's not even all the other ones. So really, when you look at it, the Abyss Gate stats that are boosted onto these characters are literally equivalent to wearing another set of 10 to 11 pieces of gear. Okay, once you actually reach the top and you've got to that full level, I would actually look at that and I would tell myself, you know what? Personally, realistic expectations, the people at the top, unless you're close to level 100 Biscuit gear levels, you're not really on their radar, and at their level, they probably aren't even looking around anymore. So there really isn't a comparison. If you just look at the numbers, their sheer damage levels. I mean, if you have twice as much gear on based on that Abyss Gate, then of course you're going to hit those numbers. Okay. Um, what I would really focus on would be really the mountain ahead. As a new player, your initial mountain might be a small hill. As you progress further, a new mountain emerges once you hit the peak. The reality is there will always be mountains to climb. How big it will be up to you to decide. Now, as a player, can you be as strong as them? Heck yeah. Should you try to get to the top three? Heck yeah. Should you expect to do that overnight? Heck no. Depending on your perspective, the training arena ranking is an accumulation of the player's effort. And this is really depending on the player's perspective. How I personally use ranking is I view it as a progressive personal ladder. So identify peers in the same rank. So for example, I was using, well, I don't necessarily see them on here because they really haven't done a rank, it just reset. But let's say, for example, if I picked up a character and I just selected them, I look at their character, I look at their build. If they have similar items as for gear, stats, I look at what are they doing that I'm not doing. So, for example, this whirlwind build, they're utilizing things like intensify pain. It looks like this is a bleed build. Can I incorporate that into my player and my character? Can I boost my stats and see if that would be effective for me to increase my damage to help me in my dungeons? That's what I do is I look at what can I use from the info that I see in order to make my character better. Another way to look at it is too, you could look at Rune Master. What are they investing in? What things work and what do not? When you hit certain levels in the game, in damage, in Abyss Gate, what things are really effective based on their build? So really take a look at it and see similarities. If you, of course, you're using other builds like you're doing elemental damage or summons, of course you want to use the corresponding player to kind of look at peers to see what they're doing that you can help yourself get better. So use the info to gauge your path as a rune master. As you move up and down compared to your peers, it'll give you an idea of how you're progressing in the game. A better way to gauge of how you're doing specific for damage is personally I use uh, this here. I go ahead and select the um, stat info, and then I select the DPS info, and looking at the blue DPS number. So that's my DPS number compared to a dummy at level 170. So you have your, I put unstable serpents. Personally, I like that unstable serpents because it looks like it's drunk, but personally that's what I use. And if you look at other characters doing their comparison, you can actually see how well they do compared to, say, a well, sometimes they do it, sometimes they don't, but let's just see if I can get another example here. I'll just use this one since it's number 3. So for example, their damage was this quadrillion, 532 quadrillion, 708 trillion, 815 billion, 940, 385. It's just some crazy number. But they use overall, main thing is you use one training dummy and you set it to level 170. So I'll quickly show you how to set that up, and then you can use that going forward. So you can actually go over here, ranking. I could select this here. You could select training arena rank. You could just actually select the bottom right hand corner. It says training arena rank in the corner here, and it'll take you right over to the training arena. So you go over and you select the little setting button. Select over here. Excuse me. You select whatever you want. It could be a sewer rat, but the main thing is you want to set it to 170. So you got a little sewer rat. Um, Personally, I like this unstable serpents because it looks like it's drunk and it can't even stand up and wobbles around. All right. So once again, this is 13th Devotee, and this is how I Undecember. This is the dirty little secrets to the training arena rank and Abyss Gate stats and how they are used. Thank you.